Evening, ladies and gentlemen. You've just stepped inside the lounge bar, classic crooners. Right here down at the Lilly. It's late. The lights are low. The mood is smooth as silk. This is where the voices are golden, the drinks stay cold, and the night never rushes. So make yourself comfortable. Your table is waiting.
Pour one more for the lonely hearts, Alright, this one's for the ones who stay. The bar stool's yawn, the chairs are tired. The band is down to just a tune and a sigh. The neon's humming like it's wired to every little secret in your eyes. Your coat's still hanging on the stand like it's not ready to go. And I'm just tapping on this glass like it's a door you haven't closed. We've told every old story twice, laughed till the laughter ran thin. But there's something about the way you're looking back that feels like the real night should begin. So take this nightcap down at the Lilly. Let the world fade out of you. Let the ice melt down like all our doubts, while I sit here close to you. If tomorrow has its questions, we can leave them by the door. For now it's just this nightcap down at the Lilly, and a heart that's asking for one pour more. The jukebox flickers in the corner, playing ghosts of songs we almost knew. Your shadow dances on the counter like it's trying to steal a step or two. Your smiles are matching all this dark, striking sparks across the room. And every sip's a little slower now, like we're saving it from doom. We could call two separate cabs, let the sidewalk split our way, or let the taxi lights keep driving past while we teach the moon to stay. So take this nightcap down at the Lilly. Let the clocks all lose their place. Let the minutes blur like lipstick lines on the rim of your crystal glass grace. If the morning wants its answers, it can wait outside till 4. For now it's just this nightcap down at the Lilly, and a heart that's learning to ask for more. Maybe it's nothing, just just a borrowed little song in a borrowed little bar. Maybe it's something like we finally caught our breath beneath a too bright star. But I've been lonely in a crowded room and full with just your chair. And if goodnight is all we're meant to be, why is goodbye hanging in the air? So take this nightcap down at the Lilly. Let the street lamps burn alone. Let the snow fall on the taxi roofs while we make this place our own. If tomorrow has its questions, we'll just answer not tonight. 'Cause I found something in your quiet eyes that finally fits the light. One last nightcap down at the Lilly. Turn the key and dim the floor. If they're counting drinks, they'll miss the point. It's your hand I'm reaching for. So leave the tab for all our yesterdays. We won't need them anymore. With this nightcap down at the Lilly, and a heart that's staying for one pour more. There's a corner seat with your name on it, even when you're far from town. Little crescent moon of leather, where the lamplight's leaning down. Every night they wipe the table, stack the glasses, sweep the floor. But they leave that little corner like it's waiting by the door. I've seen strangers come and go here with their stories half complete, but the only one my heart remembers is the one in that corner seat. Unforgettable corner seat, where your laughter and the lamplight meet. Every cushion keeps your shape like it's holding on to fate. If the world forgets our street, I will still remember every beat of the night you made this quiet bar your unforgettable corner seat. There's a coaster with a water ring from the last time you were here, like a tiny faded halo that the bartender won't clear. He just smiles and shrugs his shoulders, says some things you never clean. I just nod and hear the echo of the song you slip between. You were humming with the band soft over every minor key, and the way you swayed so lightly made the room feel sure of me. Unforgettable corner seat, where your shadow and the music meet. Every downbeat found your eyes like a secret in disguise. If the maps all lose our street, I will trace it back on tired feet to the place the night sat down with you, in that unforgettable corner seat. Maybe you've moved on to brighter rooms, where the ceilings stretch for miles, but there's something about this pocket of low lamps and quiet smiles. So if someday you feel a pull from a song you can't repeat, follow every little shiver back to that corner seat. Unforgettable corner seat, where our silence sounded so complete. We didn't need a clever line, just your hand a breath from mine. If the years outrun our youth and our names fall out of truth, still this bar will hum a hidden rhyme in that unforgettable corner seat. So if you find a night too heavy and your heart a little beat won't beat, you can always come and rest it in your unforgettable corner seat. You walked in like a question mark in a dress that knew the room. Every pair of eyes went chasing, but you picked an empty stool. You ordered something simple with a thank you soft and low, like you'd practiced being modest long before the lights went glow. I've seen hearts come in here noisy, banging doors and slamming shuts, but you just sunk into the shadows like a secret someone lost. Now you're the smile at the end of a bar, turning cheap lights into stars, sipping slow on something small, like you're trying not to fall. You're the chorus I've been humming through 100 one-night scars. Honey, I could write a whole new life about a smile at the end of the bar. band is doing all the work, playing standards, paying dues. But every time the sax man sighs, he keeps bending back to you. The bartender's wiping glasses with a grin that says he knows. He's seen strangers turn to chapters just from how a glance is thrown. I'm not much for grand entrances or lines you've heard before, but if I make you laugh one time, I might just buy this bar the floor. 'Cause you're the smile at the end of the bar, turning ashtrays into art, giving whiskey half a halo, giving lonely hearts a start. You got the jukebox changing tempo every time you stir your straw. Yeah, I could swear the whole place straightened up when your smile walked through the door. Maybe you're just killing time till your taxi gets the nerve. Maybe someone stood you up and I'm just what you deserve. Or maybe you've been dancing on the edges of your fate, and this bar's a little pause sign saying, honey, don't be late. So I slide one stool in closer, like a tide inch into shore. Say I'm terrible at small talk, but I'm good at asking more. You laugh into your glass rim like the night just cracked in two, and every broken-hearted story moves their coat to give us room. You're still the smile at the end of the bar, but now the distance ain't so far. We're trading jokes for confessions, mixing gin with battle scars. If tomorrow finds us strangers on two different busy streets, I'll still toast that little half-moon grin where the neon and your lips first meet. So if you ever feel like disappearing, you won't have to look too hard. Just ask the man who tends the bottles for the smile at the end of the bar.
We didn't plan on staying late. We just came to taste the air, trade a week of worn-out headlines for a half-lit leather chair. You said just one, I said me too, but the jukebox had a plan. Somewhere in a second verse, you reached out and took my hand. Funny how a simple song can make the world feel small, like all the heavy things we carry never mattered much at all. These are moments made of magic, spun from nothing but a tune. Just a glass of laugh, a low-lit bar, and the right pair in the room. We're not fixing every problem, We're not changing who we are. We're just finding little miracles in moments made of magic at the bar. The bartender knows not to rush, lets the ice melt where it may. There's a halo on your collarbone where the lamplight likes to play. We talk about the foolish things that broke our hearts before, and somehow all those lonely years don't sound so lonely anymore. It's not fireworks or headlines, it's not gold or fancy cars. It's just the quiet way you listen, like you're counting all my scars. These are moments made of magic, moments made of magic, gently folded into time, like a bookmark in a story where our pages intertwine. We're not promising forever, we're just holding what we've got. In these moments made of magic, where the world forgets we're not. Someday we'll forget the price of drinks and the name of this old place, but I hope I don't forget the way your laugh lit up your face. We'll just say there was a night once when the weight all broke in half, and all it took to heal a little was a song and softer laugh. So here's to all the almost, and the roads we didn't take, to the broken bits of yesterday that brought us to this break. If all we ever walk away with is the memory of tonight, then that's still more than most folks get from a lifetime chasing light. 'Cause these are moments made of magic, warmed by music, hands, and grace. Little corners of a crowded life where two hearts can find a place. We're not fixing every heartache, we're not sure what comes next, true. But in these moments made of magic, I'm just glad one's here with you. Yeah, in these moments made of magic, down at the Lilly under the stars, we're just two small human beings making heaven at the bar. They've swept the floor of lipstick ghosts and folded up the night. The chairs are turned like tired backs to every neon light. The bartender's got his jacket on, the band has left the stage, but two young hearts are lingering between the day and age. Your coat hangs from one finger like it's not sure what to do, and every good night on your lips sounds halfway like me too. We're just young hearts after closing in an old bar full of song, standing in the shadow of a jukebox that's been quiet far too long. We're not talking about forever, we're just standing in this door with two young hearts after closing, wondering what these feelings are for. The cash drawer snaps, the register sighs like it's had enough of talk. The street outside is silver wet with taxi lights and chalk. You trace a circle on the glass where the world looks bent and small, and say I like it better here where the noise can't find us all. I laugh a little too softly like I'm scared to wake the room, 'cause the truth between us hangs there like a low and honest moon. We're just young hearts after closing with a key ring full of doubt, trying to read each other's pulses like a map that's worn right out. We're not swearing solemn vows, we're just letting minutes pour over two young hearts after closing on a barroom beat-up floor. Maybe we were meant to pass like strangers in a frame, but the way you're looking back at me keeps forgetting all that fate we blame. So if this is just a borrowed scene from someone else's play, let's pretend the credits never roll and the lights don't come up today. The bartender gives a little nod like he's seen this all before. He says lock it when you're finished, kids, and disappears through the back door. Now it's just the hum of fridges and the soft click of your shoes as you cross that faded checkerboard like you've got something to choose. We're still young hearts after closing with the whole night in our hands. No orchestra, no diamonds, just a scuffed up floor and plans. But if someday we look behind us at where our story learned to start, we'll say it was down at the Lilly when two young hearts after closing found the courage to be one heart in the dark. Two young hearts after closing in a bar that never knew it was worth staying open just a little for the night that made us new. There's a fog along the sidewalk where the rain forgot to fall.
silver halos round the taxis, painted shadows on the wall. Through the window of the Lilly, all the bright talks winding down. Just a couple scattered glasses and a quiet corner sound. You're standing by the doorway with your coat half off your arm, like you're not quite sure of leaving or the weather of my heart. And it's misty on Lily Lane tonight, street lamps wearing borrowed light, all the edges of the world gone soft like the corners of your smile when you look off. If you're wondering what this feeling's called, when the city's big and we feel small, honey, I just call it what it is, misty on Lily Lane. With you, that's all, that's all. The bartender wipes the counter with a rag that knows our names. He's heard every kind of heartbreak, but this feels like something changed, 'cause the silence isn't empty, it's a hush that feels like prayer. And the space between your footsteps draws a circle round the air. You say, I should really get home, but your fingers trace the glass like you're trying to write a message you're too shy to let me ask. And it's misty on Lily Lane tonight, where the neon learns to whisper light. Every raindrop on the window pane spells your name in a soft refrain. You're wondering why the night won't end, when the clocks say go but our hearts say stay, friend. Maybe time just took a slower train, misty on Lily Lane again and again. Maybe we've both been here before, in some other pair of shoes, watching chances drift like smoke till there's nothing left to choose. But the way your gaze hangs gently on the edge of saying yes makes the whole wide world feel smaller than the distance we confess. So I step a little closer till your perfume fills the space, and the streetlight draws a halo where your hair frames out your face. I don't promise you forever, just a hand along this walk, from the doorway of the Lily to the place we finally talk. 'Cause it's misty on Lily Lane tonight, every doubt wrapped up in light. We could let it pass like weather does, or lean into what the quiet buzz. If you're wondering what this moment is, when the city hums and our pulses kiss, call it fate or call it something plain, just call me when it's misty on Lily Lane. Yeah, call me when it's misty, when the street forgets your name. We'll go walking slow and easy down that little Lily Lane. In a shiny jukebox where the old piano stood, said this'll keep the customers in a brand new kind of mood.
But the minute that it lit up and the colored lights all spun, it started singing ancient stories like the brand new songs were done. There's a kid there in the corner thinking everything is new, but the ghosts inside that jukebox know a different point of view. It plays old songs on a new jukebox, little memories in chrome and clocks. Every record's got a lifetime, wearing grooves inside your heart. You can call it retro, darling, like it's some cute borrowed part, but they're just old songs on a new jukebox, do what they've done from the start. There's a couple at the back room, with that first date kind of smile, and a fella at the bar stool who's been here a longer while. He hears that nervous laughter over some familiar tune, and he lifts his glass in quiet to a slightly younger moon, 'cause they dance that same soft shuffle neath a different neon sign. But the jukebox doesn't choose sides, it just hums along in time, singing old songs on a new jukebox. Same three chords, same tender knocks on the doorframe of a lonely night where two strangers might belong. You can change the case and lighten, but the soul stays in the song. Yeah, they're just old songs on a new jukebox, helping broken hearts stay strong. Someday they'll trade this one in for a model sleek and thin, with 1,000 hidden playlists in a box that hums and grins. But as long as there are people with a story and a scar, they'll punch A7 for a slow dance in some half-forgotten bar. So if you ever wander in here feeling out of place and warm, just remember every chorus has survived 1,000 storms. Find a letter, find a number, let the needle find the groove, and you'll feel the world grow smaller when that old song starts to move. It's just old songs on a new jukebox, turning worries into knocks on the window of a kinder time when your heart could still restart. You don't have to know the lyrics for the tune to do its part. They're just old songs on a new jukebox, teaching brand new souls and ancient art. Down at the Lilly, in the corner where the colored lights all spin, those old songs on a new jukebox keep letting fresh nights begin. They've turned off half the neon, left the lily barely blue. There's a hush across the tabletops where the glasses once rang true. The bartender's stacking coasters like he's counting up the night, and you're holding to your overcoat suit like it's armor made of light. We've been talking about our yesterdays like they're someone else's scenes. But the way your eyes keep drifting says you're looking in between. So give my heart one more chance to stay in this bar where courage masquerades as play. We don't have to solve forever, we don't have to name this ache. Just give my heart one more chance to stay before we walk away from what we made. There's a napkin with your number half folded by your hand, like a ticket on a train you're not quite sure we'll ever land. You laugh about your foolishness for believing songs like these, but your fingers tap in perfect time to the hope between the keys. You say I'm not the reckless type, I've got work and bills and plans. I say, so do all the lonely hearts that never reached for someone's hand. So give my heart one more chance to stay in this little borrowed Broadway by the bay. We don't have to write an ending, we don't owe the world a vow. Just give my heart one more chance to stay, and let's see what this could be right now. Maybe we are not the heroes of the stories that they tell. Maybe we're just two side characters in a scene that turned out well. All I know is when you're smiling over rim and candle flame, all the empty chairs and quiet air start humming out my name. The bartender checks his watch again, but he's smiling at the floor, 'cause he's seen this kind of moment pass and knock on someone's door. He turns his back and wipes a bottle like he's giving us the stage, and the jukebox finds a slow song on a long forgotten page. So give my heart one more chance to stay in this room where fear runs out of things to say. We don't have to move the mountains, we don't have to shift the stars. We just have to stand together in this tiny Lilly bar. If tomorrow finds us different than the people we were today, we can blame it on a late night song and one more chance to stay. So if you feel that little tremor when the lights begin to gray, know my heart is at the Lilly begging quietly for one more chance to stay. They've turned the stools up on the tables and the last round's come and gone. The bartender's humming half a tune from somebody else's song. You slip your coat around your shoulders like a curtain held in place, and there's a little bit of moonlight
trying on your lovely face. We've been trading quiet stories in the shelter of this room. Now the night is at the doorway, like it's giving us some room. And there are streetlights on your collar, glowing gold and tangerine, like the city took a highlighter to the corners of the scene. If tomorrow feels uncertain, if the world's a little mean, just remember streetlights on your collar, saying softly you're still seen. We step out into the whisper of a far-off taxi line. There's a puddle by the gutter, turning tire tracks into shine. You laugh about your two left feet on a dance floor made of glass. I say lucky for the both of us, all we needed was to pass. We don't know what comes of maybe, we don't owe the dark a plan. We just got this intersection and the warmth inside your hands. And those street lights on your collar paint a halo at your throat, like the night took all its courage and it wrapped it in your coat. If the headlines steal your laughter, if your hope feels paper thin, think of streetlights on your collar, when the whole world let you in. Maybe we won't cross paths again, maybe next week, maybe never, but I'll tuck this little picture in the pocket marked forever. Not with diamonds, not with roses, not with speeches, vows, or rings, just the way the city loved you, with its quiet orange wings. So I walk you to the corner where your cab light finds your name. There's a second where the evening feels too gentle to explain. We don't promise one more meeting, we don't force a fate to fit, but the way your smile says thank you feels like more than just polite. Under streetlights on your collar, you look brave and soft and real, like a person who's been carrying more than they would ever spill. If some night the weight gets heavy and you need a kinder scene, you'll remember streetlights on your collar, and a bar that saw you gleam. Down at the Lilly doors, half open, if you ever need that star, just follow streetlights on your collar, back to laughter at the bar. I came in with just a dot, had a pocket full of blues. Eva bartender mother's grin said, "What's that gonna do?" You laughed and poured a mercy shot, said, "Kid, I no left." You look like someone waiting for their luck to find this place. Then you walk in wearing thunder, with a smile that said, "Not yet." And the jukebox changed its tempo
like it paid off all my debts. Now I've got a little luck at a time unpaid, sitting in a glow this barroom made. Didn't plan on meeting magic on a random weeknight raid, but here we are with a little luck at a friendly tavern paid. You said you weren't much for strangers, but you scooted up his stool, started telling me of heartaches like we'd skipped right over cruel. Every time you touched your glass rim, the whoring man blew a smile, and the bartender kept on forgetting we've been sitting here a while. There's a kind of hush that happens where the bar gets down to truth, where the lonely and the hopeful trade old wounds for something new. Now we've got a little love and a tavern day, two late comers in a serenade. Didn't plan on spilling secrets, wearing neons thrown in shades, but life's cheap thrill is a little love and a candy tavern taste. Maybe tomorrow morning we'll both say, what did we do? But I'd rather hold this bartender than keep owing nights to blue. So if you're brave enough to gamble on one more quarter in that slot, we'll let the jukebox deal the cards and see exactly what we've got. You choose a song that's older than the both of us combined, but it fits us like a jacket we forgot we left behind. We're stabbing fingers with the hi-hats as the melody gets paid, and we toast to every risk we take on a little luck and a time unpaid. Now we got a little luck and a time unpaid, two hearts dancing and a mess we made. If the bill comes due tomorrow, we'll just laugh and let it fade, 'cause tonight's worth more than money, kid. It's a little luck and a time unpaid. So if you see the lights of Lilly and her feeling kind of free, come and borrow you a little love. Well, leave your tab politely unpaid. They've turned the music almost down to nothing, just a murmur in the air. There's a stack of empty glasses and your coat back on your chair. The bartender's ringing up the silence on a tired register. and the neon's blinking like it's wondering what we're still doing here. We've been slow dancing with small talk round the edges of our doubt. Now the only question left is how we're gonna walk on out. It's last call down at the Lilly tonight. All the crowds have disappeared from sight. Just a quiet row of taillights and a sidewalk full of rain. If you're scared of what comes after, we can hide a little longer in this frame, till last call down at the Lilly becomes the start of something we can name. The mirror over by the bottle shows us older than we feel. Two reflections in a corner, both surprised that this is real. You say I'm not much good at endings, with a shrug and half a smile. I say lucky for the both of us, we can stand here for a while. We don't have to call it fate, dear, we don't have to call it love. We can just call it two people who were lonely till enough at last called down at the Lilly, my friend. When the jukebox plays that one slow end, we can let the future argue, we can let the headlights scream. We'll just stand here by the doorway in the halo of this half-lit neon dream, till last call down at the Lilly sounds less like go and more like come with me. Maybe we just share the taxi, maybe we just share the rain. Maybe in a month or two we forget each other's name. But if someday you remember feeling braver than you knew, let it be this little corner where the night made room for you. 'Cause it's last call down at the Lilly once more, and the keys are jangling by the door. If you want, I'll walk beside you past the puddles and the cars. We'll be strangers with a secret that this bar still keeps in jars. When they say last call down at the Lilly, we'll just answer with our hearts. So when the world feels cold and concrete and your courage starts to fade, think of last call down at the Lilly and the night we chose to stay.